Hi everyone, now I'm gonna share some major and most powerful tips for meditation that is focused on direct self-realization or awakening into your most natural state, which is basis of all our well-being. And those tips worked best for me, and I practice meditation for about 10 years now. And over practice, my practice became more refined and more consistent, more regular, and for at least 1 year I could say that I meditate for at least 1 hour a day, and I already see remarkable changes in my daily life, in my daily state of being, because when you go really deep into that natural state, when more and more causeless bliss will come up, and at certain point it becomes so bright, so obvious that you cannot escape it. So it is real changes that I created for myself that I cannot undo, and I even don't want to undo those changes, because it is very joyful to experience life in that light, when regardless of what happens or what does not happen, or whatever challenges are presented to myself, I still maintain my awareness of that natural blissful state, and that bliss magically takes care of everything. It always connects me into harmonious, miraculous flow of life, and it is hard to explain it. You can only experience it for yourself, and that is the reason and motivation of why I share this now with you, to help to become more efficient in your meditations and just to reap those benefits that I talk about now much faster. And I also practiced various variations of meditation, like breathing, visualization, contemplation, sending love and light. So I still incorporate all those things in my daily practice when I naturally drawn to do these things, these applications. But yes, those I see as applications of meditation for certain reasons. But meditation basis is just going deep into that natural state. And that natural state is like universal medicine. And even those words are pretty similar, meditation and medicine. Like being in the middle, being in the balance. And that balances everything. That balances your body, your mind, your spirit, and you will gain insights, inspirations, perfect guidance. So yeah, it is all contained package. So for that, first you need a good attitude, to see this practice as a fun challenge. And it seems funny that it is challenging for us to remain in our natural state, because really that is easiest thing, that is always the case, that is always present, that pure natural state, but we don't recognize it. It is so simple that we overlook it, and from that physical experience point of view, from all those beliefs and cares and desires and fears and habits and so on, it is, yes, it is most challenging thing, you can say, to awaken and stay in that awareness of your natural state. And it is fun, it is very exciting challenge. It is most exciting thing for me to become my own master, to become master of my life, master of my state of being. To see this physical reality as a challenge, to prioritize my natural bliss over everything else and allow that bliss to take care of everything else, as I said, very magically. And yes, with that attitude, this practice becomes fun, and it allows you to go faster into that realization, that state. Because if you focus too much on like a goal that I have to reach, that I have to practice, work hard and so on, it is not so much conductive attitude. It creates separation. So you need to realize that this result that you seek is already here, and you need to start from the end. You need to start with realizing that result which is already here. And you just brighten it, awaken it, constantly. So that is the practice, to constantly, willingly surrendering or opening to that natural state. It is balance between will and surrendering, because too much will is too much effort, too much forcing, and then you go into more rigid state. And if you go too much into surrendering side, you can go into state of sleepiness, or some unconscious streams can easily take you, and you just go with your mind into whatever. So you need to always balance between those polarities and to blend those polarities into one. Will and surrendering. Effort and effortless. Effort for effortless. It seems paradoxical, but that's how it works. You put efforts to become more effortless. And yes, with practice, it will become more effortless, more easy to access and stay in that state for a longer periods of time. But yes, that is like a muscle that you need to train, your free will. You need to train your free will, to gather your free will again and again and again. Gather your scattered attention. into that formless, spaceless, timeless beingness. And you cannot grasp that state with your senses, with your mind, because it is too subtle. You just can surrender everything else, surrender all those interpretations that your mind is creating about that state and so on, and just awaken into that who you really are, beyond experience. Because you are aware of experience, so you are beyond experience. It is mystery, and yes, mystery is, for me, it is most direct pointer, because it takes you beyond your understanding, even beyond your awareness. And yes, and when you need to constantly reawaken yourself in that pure state, constantly reviving that state, refreshing, until it really starts to become naturally stable. And yeah, at certain point you can start to feel that meditation starts to happen by itself. You just need to allow it, and it will go deeper. And during that process also many things will come up, many things from your unconscious mind, some things that you are not integrated even when you was a child, and various traumas and so on. So various fears also will come up, because this realization is like a death. You're just leaving everything behind, everything you can grasp. You're surrendering all your points of view. You're no longer using your brain, your body, your spirit, or whatever you can associate yourself with. You're just leaving everything on its own, just leaving everything behind. So at certain point also you will experience, most likely you will experience resistance from your body, from your mind. So feel your natural pace with that, and just slowly and gently relax into your natural state, until all those fears will seem funny for you, because it's your natural state. It is most of you. It is freedom. It is unspeakable ecstasy. And yes, and when your body and your mind will learn to cooperate with that new vibration, that new state of being of yours. And also prolonged meditations is also what is very recommended, because really our body and our mind needs time to let go And at first we are very inert to go in all kinds of directions with our mind. And yes, and we need to integrate various things that come up. So it takes time for your personality to relax, to really go into deep relaxed state, and then real meditation can start to happen. Even it is starting when you start meditating, because I said you start from the end, you start from result, and just deepening in it, purifying yourself. And also over time it is good to refresh your ways to go into that state, to use different pointers, like I said, like mystery or death or who I am, various questions, there are various ways to go into that state. For example, try to not be aware, try to not be. And when you try it, it paradoxically becomes more and more obvious, more and more bright, because you cannot stop existing. You cannot interrupt your awareness, really. It is constant, it is effortless. It is your natural state. That's why it's your natural state. It doesn't require anything. It just is. And that's the mystery that you are. So, on that note, I will end this video, and I encourage you to keep practice if you feel resonant to that. It's really worth it. Those efforts that you will put into this practice will add to that unchangeable effect in your life.